Hello, everybody. Today I want to talk about the topic things to learn from other enneagram type, but I still will relate it with MBTI because I see some common point there that we can apply. As you know, the enneagram can be divided into type 1 and the type 9, but actually they can be divided three main groups. The first one is the gut center or the instinct center, the body center type, which are type 8, 9, and 1. The people who rely on the feeling are type 2, 3, and 4. The people who rely on intelligence analysis are type 5, 6, and 7. So, um, actually, this type of people, they love instinct. They believe in instinct. That's why they do first. There is some conflict between me because I'm an INTJ type 5. With them is that I analyze too much and they action too much. That can be explained. That for me, I think that explain why ENTJ and INTJ can be so different. Because for me, I think ENTJ is type 8, so they think lesser, and sometimes they don't even think about it. And I was angry because it will affect a lot of things at the end. But for them, it's like without starting something, nothing will be done. So I agree with them. So I start to change the way I do things when I have this feeling like things are sort of like able to work out 80% of the time. Then I'll start the plan instead of plan everything, because when I plan everything I don't have the feeling to do it anymore. So that's the problem with type 5. Like, we can plan everything and everything was so perfect and we don't need to do it. It's okay. It's not good because we need to survive. So type 5 may be having problems in survival because we are not like want to get things done. We want to get things done, but we have to plan first. But sometimes the implementation period has passed already, so you cannot do anything after that. So, and you need to start something first. The good thing is that I found that when I start something, I engage myself in the problem or in the project, whatever it is. When I start to engage it, I'll just do it because there's no turning back. So I analyze during the project. So it works in that way, but I don't start projects easily. A big one especially. I do start a lot of projects because when I'm being unhealthy, I start to do a lot of things like type 8, type 7. I start to do a lot of projects, small projects, because everything is related. It's really distracting. But however, I've learned that I need to follow my gut feeling, like which one is working, which one is not. And I do engage myself a lot in different projects, especially the one that I plan about it and I want to do it. I just jump into it and I think later. So this is the new dynamic that I found that it's working for me. And I also mix with these people, so we go through the process together first. But I also realized that the flaws in them. That's why I will talk to them about the safety or the cautious part, because I'm wing 6, so I have that in mind, and I will remind them. Currently, I also work with ISTJ type 1, a male, so it appears that he don't think things through, and I have to make him realize that. But it's really hard because for these kind of people, they only believe in the people above them. It seems like that. For type 9, it's a bit easier, but they still, you know what, I think that the rest of the time they believe in authority. For me, authority only come into meaning if they do what they mean, if they really do their part. So it's very different. I think type 5 is the only type that really questions or don't believe blindly on the authority. Authority is someone or some party that we need to respect all the time, but we cannot respect blindly. You cannot follow blindly. I think this the only type that who can really do it is type 5 INTJ. I can understand why, because sometimes we are not engaging a lot. Because I found that after I changed my the way I do things, because I study a lot of this personality test or this enneagram. I changed the way I'm doing things because I think it's important. But once you change something, it triggers something else. I can see that why they believe the authority so much, because for especially like these strong types people that who are action oriented, they make sure they get things done. They always constantly create is society's value at the same time. They accept it and also they reinforce it. It's very powerful. Action's really powerful. I learned that a lot, but still, when people constantly chasing against like chasing the status power, they start to behave very differently. That's another part of psychology. I'm not going to talk here today. So I just want to tell you that the people who are actions oriented people normally are extrovert. Yes, I know, but they rely on their guts feeling more. These people normally they engage in the projects a lot, and they do it. But uh, the dynamic is very different among the three types, and also you have to take into the consideration of their MBTI as well. Like for example, like type 9 INTP, yes, when they really want to do a project, they just do it. They just go and go and go if they want to. But sometimes if they don't want, no matter what you do, they will not do it. So it's very different. They only focus in the projects that the authority asked them to do that. So it's very different from the eight. Like ENTJ, they, they will implement a lot of very big projects, and it's often very, very great projects. Okay, because they have some visions and they are going to lead people because they must be the leader for them. I can see why they see things like that. It is because they are constantly engaging in the social society's value. This world consists of 80% of sensors. So sensors are extremely rely on the power, the status. So that's why when they are having this one, you can compare, for example, like ESFJ who are type 2, like who constantly want to help people, who rely on the feeling. It's very different from the ISTJ type 1 who rely on the action oriented, or ISFJ who are body centered. The combinations of the extrovertness, introvertness, the male and female reactions may be different from time to time as well, and also including the upbringing. There are a lot of um, variables actually. So at here I will discuss on some of the examples that I perceive how all of these informations are interrelated. All of them are interrelated, are very important actually. So for my part, I apply all of these things. When I start to apply my guts feeling, my instinct on my feeling, on my analysis, it works really well. So sometimes I just jump on the flow, the feeling flow of getting things done. For the feeling, it can be other feelings like sad, or you feel sorry, you feel happy, you feel angry, you feel anxious, you feel anxiety, you feel worried, you feel excited, you feel um, complicated, you know, irritated. Feeling can be a lot of things. Feeling is important because when I'm able to identify that and able to know that how can I handle each emotions, that's when my analysis will be much better, because I will not my judgment will not be affected by this feeling, and also I can see how these feelings are affecting other people's behavior so that I can design my system, like the way how I do things, so that the system can be complete in a good way can be done, like accomplish. I do have the accomplishments, but I don't really engage so much. So I start to jump here a lot these days. But when I start to do this, I start to feel a lot of intense feeling from different types, like the eagerness, the absoluteness in them, in using every single ways to just get the status. That is something that I really don't want to see actually. So that's another topic. But anyway, this is really important, and I see that if you take one step forward when you have doubts, or you just do it. Okay, you feel the feeling at the same time and do it. Sometimes they don't feel the feelings, so they have some moments of collapse. You can see that they always get angry, like type 8 always get angry, because they are overly action oriented people and they don't deal with a lot of their feelings. So that's why it's very difficult to be with them at times, unless they are moving towards their healthy side, which is they become like helpers. They understand their weakness, they understand the feeling, they feel the feelings and understand and know how to handle it. Then the type people are good to be with. So when I see all those things, when I feel my feelings, actually I also do things. This is my weakness, actually feeling, but uh, everyone has emotions, like it or not. So I just do it and it works. So it turns out really well. I praise people. I talk with them, small talk a lot. And these days I kind of enjoy small talk. But when I small talk, it's not because of small talk. When I small talk, I take it as a way to understand better the whole system, to fix the problem, actually, the real problem, to get the project done. Small talk is a way to understand or how to solve people's feeling, because this is their need. It's not only solve their needs, it's also understanding the other factors that are affecting them as a human being, and you can understand a human being much better. I'm not really good in this, but I'm trying to do it, and luckily I managed to get some sense or understanding how can I be with people much better, and I can accomplish my goals because of this small talk or this things that I have done in the feeling part. I also realized that people wants to be included. The feelers, all of them want to be included, including everyone wants to be included actually. It's all about acceptance. This is humans' need. So in order for them to be feeling included, so I just small talk to them, I let them talk about themselves and describe the situation. It's a lot of work. I'm not too sure that I'm doing the right things, but sometimes when they are eager to talk to me, I understand that I've done something right in the past. So I keep on doing these things, just that I need to be very cautious and remind myself need to do it a lot. It's really against my nature, because there are a lot of things need to focus, and just focusing in people too much, sometimes I feel I'm kind of lost, like too much about other people, and I kind of feel lost because everything is correct, and too many emotions and too many needs, like oh, so sometimes I retreat again to my own space, maybe because I am introvert and I need some time to charge my energy. So it's actually a huge battle, actually, like compare me with the ISTJ who are type 1 or type 6. I have friends who is ISTJ female type 6. uh, Even though it's a really interesting thing to see, like I'm type 5 wing 6 and she's type 6 wing 5. A lot of time I feel like we analyze in the same way, but actually very different directions. She's constantly talking about awards, prizes, she kind of have a blind belief in that things, but sometimes she just tend to want to talk that she's good in something as well, you know. SJ people always want to be capable in all sort of way. So sometimes even though they agree on this in other people, but they still want to be on top as well because they only for them it's only be on top that makes them to be able to accept in a group. That was very different concept. For me, I accept everyone unless they are killing people or harming people. And then we need to look into the roots to solve the problem. But for them, it's only be on top. Like the people who are below different status, they kind of like not sometimes care, but sometimes not caring. That's a very huge difference between INTJ and ISTJ. It's a bit different. It's very different actually. But um, actually, after doing all of these things, like follow my instinct or the guts feeling, like follow the flow, for express my feeling, being with people, you know, take care of my own feelings as well, and also think out of the box, trying new things like the Type 7. I try to do all of the things that each type of people do. Um, in enneagram, like Type 8, get things done, like status. Just I'm trying. It's very challenging actually. Like Type 1 must be everything must be according to certain rules. I try to make my step by steps very accurate all the time, make it as accurate as possible as and also like change my accuracy or the way of doing things according to each personality type so that my training can be perfect and reach to the most efficient way. It's really different and it's really challenging, and but from time to time I found that my skill improved a lot after I take into the considerations of each type, each sender, and I have new understanding every single week, every single day, maybe sometimes I have new understanding and know how to apply it better. So, for example, like ISFJ type 1 female, um, I realized that because they are God sender, so even though they are feelers, they want things to do with implementation. So sometimes they are more thinkers type compared to other females like INFJ who are type 4. I personally think that ISFJ are more thinker like. You can analyze things with them, but you have to have power authority. Type 4 so like ISFJ, INFJ, they also believe in power. They don't care who you are as long as they have the power, they will do it. But of course, they feel a lot, so that's another issue. So, um, but compared to INFJ and ISFJ, I think ISFJ accomplish even more than INFJ normally do, that who are like type 4, if you look properly. And that's why you can see a lot of shop owner normally if compared to type 4, INFJ and ISFJ. I found that ISFJ female owner is more than INFJ type 4. If the INFJ type 3 is a bit different, so that's why I see the relationship between enneagram and the mbti as well as when they are male or female, and also the society expectation as well. For from what I see is that when I see that they are ISFJ type 1 and they are female, when I talk to them, I will talk about rules and regulations a lot, and I will tell them that what I have done to follow those things, and I let them see that what I have done. I also show them the prizes and the awards because as J, they generally they believe in authority. They look up to authority. They believe in those recommendations, recognitions a lot. So when you talk to them, make sure you show this to them. Then normally they will are willing to continue to be your client. And also when you talk to them, let them describe a moment. I include the feeling side that these people want in them because they are feelers. Of course, other types need small talk as well, but when being with feelers, I do it even more in a very different way. We talk more about people. If it's ISTJ male, I do small talk. I do talk about people, but we talk more on the success part because this ISTJ male they focus in success more than this ISFJ. The ISFJ have this family, like they want to their people are in the group. It's very different dynamic. And when you see the combinations of different enneagram and different gender and different MBTI, you can see that the things that we focus on is different. But however, like you can conclude that SJ they have some of all of this thing. Okay, of course we can talk about NT and NF and SB, but today we're gonna talk about this SJ when relate to this information. You can see that they have this type 6 and a trait like they liked authority. They believe that they begin cautious. They check every single detail because they are J and they are S. These small things like each step in a tangible way, they are very cautious about it. And they also want to be correct rules by rules, you know, and the society's value like you're in the status, you have all the benefits, those kind of things. And they also want to be seen. They have this feeling part in them, no matter like they have their STJ or NTJ. Sorry, whether they are STJ or SFJ, they have this feeling in them as well because they want to be included in the group. They want to be taken care of. They want to take care of people. They want to be praised. They want to be acknowledged. They want to be seen. So when you understand these things, then I think can be closer with them. And it's a constant effort in making it sustainable. So that's it for today's video. Hope you like it. Please give a thumbs up so that I can know that I will do more of this kind of videos. And maybe next time I'll do about the NF and relating to this enneagram as well. And please subscribe my videos and my channel so that support me. Thank you.